Thank you for tuning in to the Music Lovers Podcast, where we explore all types of music.
Reminiscing on the old jams and putting you on to what's new.
We are your hosts, Megan.
Ashley,
And Kalila, and we want to know,
Do you speak music? Hello again, and welcome to Do You Speak Music? We are your hosts, Megan, Ashley, and Kalila. We want to first thank you guys for tuning in to our first episode. We had a good kickoff to the African American Music Appreciation Month with our first topic, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. So again, we have some good things coming up for you guys. But before we get started with our topic today, I'm gonna go ahead and ask our favorite question, just to start off. Who you guys listening to for the week?
All right, so this week I've been listening to Isolation Tapes by Mahalia. I really like her voice. She had that single, What You Did with Ella May, and I heard that song, and I was like, okay, let me check her out. So I've listened to her Isolation Tapes LP. The first song on there is a song called BRB, Be Right Back. It's kind of like a female Charlene to me. That's what it comes off as. Okay. It's a cute little bop, but it talks about her being on the road and the guy holding the home down in London while she's trying to make the album in America. I thought that was a cute twist on things. I also went back and I've been revisiting Lucky Day Painted because it's just one of my favorite albums. I stand for Lucky Day. Anybody that knows me knows that New Orleans is like my second favorite city besides Chicago, of course. But Lucky Day's from New Orleans. He's a dope writer. I just love his whole energy. He's just so raw to me. Anywho, I'm not gonna go on a Lucky Day rant, but y'all know what it is. Okay. And I've also been listening to the Photograph soundtrack because I just cannot let it go. I keep telling myself to move on, but I can't let it go. It's just so calming. And it rained one night last week, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm putting on. Hit the Photograph, and that was history. I love it.
Okay, cool.
Kalila, who have you been listening to?
I have been kind of listening to a lot of classical music this week. It is very hard working from home with a 3-year-old. So while my daughter Eden is taking a nap, I'm kind of just zoned out, listening to a whole bunch of classical music, trying to hurry up and get all my work done within that 2-hour span. Right. But once that's all said and done, I've been listening to a lot of India Ari. I loved listening to her in high school. So just going back and listening to some of her older albums has been a lot of fun. And then I have kind of tried to get back into listening to a little bit of the Beatles. I had this period where I was crazy about the Beatles, and then I was like, I don't want to hear this no more. So just getting back into that a little bit. My favorite Beatles song is Let It Be. And I needed to listen to Let It Be a lot this week as I transitioned from 29 to 30. And
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. She 30.
Yes.
She thriving.
Come on. Speaking to my life, okay? That transition from 29 to 30, and I think we sometimes just overthink a lot of things. We have these plans, and obviously God's plans are higher than ours, or much more important than ours. So just listening to Let It Be and just knowing that I just have to let things happen the way that they're going to happen. That's actually one of my tattoos, Let It Be. It's an ode to the Beatles. So, yep. Okay, Meg, what you listening to?
All right, so this week I actually have a fun little playlist. So my friends from high school and I don't know if you guys have seen the 30-day challenge that people do. Everybody's been posting them. So as a little twist, shout out to Janelle. She came up with this idea. she has all of us submit the song of the day. So let's say the song of the day is a song from the 70s. So we all put it in our text thread, and now we have a full playlist of every song that everybody has put.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so as I listen to it, I just think of all my friends from high school, my family, and it's a way to get us to like talk to each other every day too. So that's one of the things I've been listening to, just very close to my heart. And then I've also been listening to, just like KB was last week, I've been listening to the Maverick City album, just because that's pure worship, and as we know,
Yes.
you just got to go in and take some time and just be with God and just listen. And that's the perfect album for it. That whole album, just from the beginning of talk about fill the room, just fill the room, just get you from the beginning. So I've been listening to Maverick City, and then I think that's. Oh, and I watched the Finally Karen DVD because they got that on too. So I was listening to that, listening to Karen sing. So that's what I've been.
Well, you said they got it on what?
They got the full DVD, like the full hour of it on YouTube right now.
Okay.
So I watched the whole thing, and I was just living for Twinkie Karen.
I'll be watching tomorrow.
Yes, all of it. And Donald Lawrence with 2 hoop earrings and a little high top.
Hoops.
Yes.
Bring back the 90s.
Yeah, so that's what I've been listening to.
All right, well, let's get into the topic for this week. So I know those of you who tuned in last week heard our top 10 R&B albums of the decade, 2010 to 2020. This week, we went even further with this top 10 challenge because Megan likes to challenge us. Megan likes to play, okay? She likes to stress me and Kalila out.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Whatever you want to tell yourself to feel better. But we were stressed. So this week, our topic is our top 10 vocalists of all time. I repeat, of all time. From beginning of time until now. 10. So you can just imagine how hard that was. But I'll start because I took on the challenge. I ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? I made my list. It changed 10 or 20 times. But I've made my list and I'm confident in it. Disclaimer, it is not in order. I did not rank anybody because, again, I did not want to sit here and pull my edges out trying to make this list. Okay? So let's start. First on my list is Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
I've always known Aretha was a great vocalist because, she's Aretha. That's one of those, she's one of those people, you just say the first name, people know who you're talking about, Aretha. Mm-hmm. But after we saw the Amazing Grace movie, I was sold. Aretha just had it. And that's that on that. Second, I have Luther Vandross. Luther, as some of us know, started off as a background singer. He worked his way up into a super successful solo career. But Luther, for me, is just the epitome of just like range and versatility, and the way he could show emotion with his voice was like amazing. So Luther is second on my list. Third, I have Layla Hathaway. And this one sentence is enough of an explanation as to why I chose her. This woman can sing 3 parts with her voice at one time. Three, she can sing harmony with her voice all at the same time from her one throat.
Just
moving
one.
Moving on. I have Marvin.
Hold on, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Can we just shout out the fact that Miss Layla Hathaway said happy 30th birthday to our Kalila here.
Yes.
Mine was blown. Shout out to Jacob. He is the best. Yes. My mouth dropped. I was so excited. It wasn't even for me.
Same. Same. And I meant to hit y'all in the group chat about it. So we're not going to talk about this? We're not going to talk about how Khalifa's famous.
We can talk about it. She's on my list, so I'll talk about it.
Okay, yes. All right, sorry. I didn't mean, I was just so excited. Go carry on, friend. Go ahead.
Fourth on my list is Mr. Marvin Gaye. Now, this is an artist. I can't lie. I did switch him in and out a few times, but I decided to keep Marvin on my list because, again, Marvin was one of those artists you could feel everything he was singing. And from the start of his career in the 60s with the hits he had with Tammy Terrell, all the way up until his death in 84, he had hits consistently. And Marvin was versatile. All of his songs don't sound the same. So I love that about Marvin Gaye. Fifth on my list is my auntie, my TT Celine. That's what I call her. Celine Dion is my auntie in my mind. I don't care what nobody says. She's like my rich auntie that comes to the functions when she feel like it. You know what I'm saying? But Celine is my girl. That woman, she can sing with the best of them. Celine can go toe to toe, Canadian accent and all. She can hold it down. Sixth on my list is one of the gospel greats, Mr. Daryl Coley. I had to have Daryl Coley on my list. Yeah. The boys and the girls are still trying to sing like Daryl. Nobody can sing When Sunday Comes like Daryl Coley.
Nobody.
And that's just a fact. And I'm going to move on to number 7. I have Brandy, the vocal Bible. That title alone solidifies her as one of the top 10 vocalists of all time. Full Moon, I could play that album over and over again. 211 too, honestly. And I've argued with a couple people about which one is the better Brandy album. But honestly, Brandy is consistent and she has a strong following, even though she may not have the mainstream hits that everybody else does. Brandy's fans are loyal and we still love everything she does. Yeah. 8th on my list is The Voice, Whitney Houston. Miss Whitney Hutton, as Martin would say. I, again, don't think I need a long explanation for Whitney Houston. I mean, hit after hit after hit after hit. She is the voice. And all your faves still try to sing like Whitney. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest about it. Yes. All right, next on my list is Miss Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. Anybody that knows me, yes, I am a Beyonce stan. I appreciate her as a vocalist, as an entertainer, and some of y'all try to discount her vocal ability, but if you've ever seen one of her live shows, Beyonce got it. And that's all I have to say on that. 10th on my list is Prince. Okay. I took Prince in and out of my list. I know. I took Prince in and out of my list a few times, but I had to go back and play some of his records, and just that like scream and holler he had, and the range, and then his musicality on top of that, I couldn't take him off. So Prince is 10th on my list, and that completes my top 10 vocalists of all time. Again, you can ask me next week, and it might be different, but
some of the people you took off.
Yes, let's talk about it.
We want to talk about honorable mentions. Okay, honorable mentions: Samo.
Okay, yes.
Jay Nova.
Okay.
I have one more. I want to say. Oh, y'all done stumped me now. I want to say it was Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
I believe it was Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay. Why'd you take her off?
I can't even tell you why, honestly.
That's fair.
Again, like I said, this list could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know too many good vocalists.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was my list. Okay. All right, Megan.
Oh, I'm next. Okay.
You next here.
Okay.
This is your idea.
You're right. And like so I texted Ashley yesterday and was, talking about how I was doing my research yesterday because I had to make sure I had it right. I had to have my receipts, had to have everything right. Somebody come and ask me why. I know why for sure. So here we go from the top. Again, no particular order. Don't fight me. First one. Ashley, like Ashley said, we actually have some of the same ones. Whitney Houston. And so Whitney Houston is number one for me. Like I said, no particular order, but I had to go back and look at just YouTube her greatest performances, right? The first one that came up was when she did Home in 1983. Mm. She was 19. When I tell you, I can't even sing like that at 28. Like, there are there's just so much she can do, just so much power, so much feeling, just everything in her voice. And like Ashley was saying, people have been trying to sing like her for years.
Yeah.
Like Whitney can redo a song and it would be like the person before never did it. But you rarely, I don't even know if I've ever heard somebody do a cover of Whitney and sound even as good as, not better than, even as good as Whitney. So if you know, singers coming up, if you trying to listen to somebody, y'all better go listen to Whitney Houston to see what trying to sound like. Number 2, I also have Aretha Franklin. And like Ashley was saying, so for me in our house, we didn't really grow up listening to Aretha Franklin, but when I saw that Amazing Grace documentary or the concert on Hulu, and you just watch how effortlessly she sang, that power that's so into what she was singing with R&B as well as gospel, like she can go back and forth like nothing happened, and people can't do that now. People couldn't do it then, and it's just, I mean, it's amazing to me. So she's my number 2. Number 3, I have Sarah Vaughan, and I went back because I think the first time, excuse me, the first time that I think I heard a song by her for real is That's All. And I don't remember why I heard that particular song. Because if you watch The Wedding Singer, do you know that they say that Adam Sandler sang that in his movie. But I went and listened to her version. I was just like, this is just beautiful. And then I went back and listened to a song called Tenderly. And her range, her control, just everything about that song is just beautiful. And again, and just to start with jazz, anybody who can sing jazz, in my opinion, is a great vocalist, period. Because one, you can't sing certain jazz songs without, well, most people can't sing certain jazz songs without music. Even with music, it's hard to do. And people can do just singing like that off the cuff with no music is just so amazing to me. So Sarah Vaughan, hands down, is in my top 10. Like, can't nobody argue with me about that. Next is Ella Fitzgerald. Again, the first lady of jazz. As far as I know, she invented scatting. Everybody can't scat. Yeah. Obviously, as y'all can see, I'm just going by what everybody can do. And because I feel like, obviously, you have to be unique to be great, I think. Because if you sound like everybody else, then what makes you that much greater than anybody else, in my opinion? So Ella Fitzgerald, first lady of jazz, the queen of scatting. That it's a skill that not everybody can master, that people have been trying to do for years, and it can't be done by everyone. She was just amazing at it. And then her voice is of course it's jazz, but the choices that she makes as she sings, and like time and time again, consistency. If you listen to anything that she's sang from when she has albums out in, I don't know, the 50s all the way to the 80s, whatever you're listening to, Ella is consistent and she will sing and do it in a way that nobody else can. So that's
the way she can imitate instruments is great. Man. She sounds like a trumpet when she tries to sing like a trumpet.
And it's
dope to me.
Who I don't know too many people who can do it.
No.
I don't know, but she's amazing. Next, I have Luther Vandross. And let's be clear, Big Lou. Because
yes, it's a difference.
There is a difference. So I went back and I was like, well, let me see if he deserves to be on my list. And I watched Live at Wembley in 1987. Skinny Lou was too cute for me, okay? Was trying to put on the show. I think he was there. He was singing, but Big Lou from that one, and I think it's in 1989, but it came out in 1991. Mm-hmm. That man is singing better than anybody. Most people at the time, than most people now. Again, his range, his ease, the smooth voice, how he can just go from note to note, and it does not look like he's straining at all.
It's like butter.
Butter. Straight up butters.
I can't believe it's not.
The epitome of. That's what it is. You can't argue with that. Again, Big Lou, because that Superstar, that's the one me and Ashley was
That's the one.
Superstars of What, when this man sang, he put his whole soul into that song. On if you want to, go find that on YouTube too. So that's next. Number 6, it's funny how many of the same ones we have. Is Brandy.
Yeah.
Again, Brandy's mainstream music is probably, you know, from her first through maybe like third album when it was mainstream. Of course, real Brandy fans have listened to everything. And from when she came out in 1994, even till now, her consistency is, I mean, it's unmatched. Many people can't do that. Her creativity, I mean, with just singing alone, her creativity with her background, just the way she puts things together. I mean, come on now. There's a reason that she's called the vocal Bible. So don't stunt. And if I mean, acapella to Something's Missing, some people don't know about that. If you're a real Brandy fan, you definitely know that song. Another one, Long Distance, that song. I'm naming all songs from like Human, but that's people don't pay attention to that album, and I'm just like,
they don't. And I don't understand it.
That album is criminally slept on.
Oh my goodness.
And then, even just in case y'all was confused, y'all might not remember, or she had a song called Lullaby on Tadra Call's album that came out 2 years ago, 2018, and still it's kind of subtle, but she's singing and she puts her whole heart into it. It is so good. So please, y'all, stop stunting on Brandy.
Please.
Number 7. Now, this might be a little controversial. I'm gonna say it. Usher Raymond the 4th.
Okay. Ooh, hey, the 4th.
Let's be clear.
I did not know he was a 4th.
Yes, because there's a lot of them. This man, his range, his control, he's also very consistent. Now, while his last album, the one with Beethoven, I don't necessarily have to listen to it often, but his albums, was it Hard to Love, the one right before that, it's actually full of hits.
It is.
People don't really listen to it, but even that's besides the point, because this man can sing. If you want to hear his range, I got receipts again. Lay You Down from his Versus album. It wasn't on Raymond versus Raymond. It was on just like a little EP kind of that came out. When I tell you that man shows his range for that entire song, just from the first note, he comes out and just slays. He just displays his so yeah, that's my number 7. Number 8, and it's funny that KB brought her up at the beginning of the episode, is India Arie. Another person who is consistently just amazing. Again, her range, her creativity, her soul, her feeling. You can listen to, I mean, her full body of work, from Voyage to India all the way up to Worthy, are just full bodies of work. And she displays her talent, her just ability throughout every album. And the one song, a couple songs that just really kind of display her ear. One, complicated melody on the Voyage to India album. The first time I heard that, I was like, what is this? In order
you have to like train your ear to get it.
Like to even come up with something like that is just amazing. But once you train your ear to what it is and you hear what it is, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it came out almost 20 years ago, but when you listen to it now, it's still classic. It's still just, again, unmatched, because who else is coming up with stuff like that and saying stuff like that and delivering and making it successful, like with that type of sound. So, and then Crazy too. Crazy is another song that came off her Worthy album, where she the vocals are crazy, for lack of a better term. So, number 9 is Beyonce.
Yay!
I remember just a little anecdote. Back in college, we had, if you were here, we were in the BCC, I think it was for LBCGC Lockheed. And we had a conversation, or more like a huge argument, because for some reason, we were arguing between Jill Scott and Beyonce, saying that Beyonce was not an artist. because that's because people were like, she's not an artist because she something to the effect of like she's not creative enough, or kind of Jill's more creative, this and this.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that was 10 years ago. This past she has debunked every theory that you could think that say that she is not creative, that she is not just she's just what I feel like she's very meticulous about what she does. But even when she was doing them nasty runs and so good,
listen, 90s Beyonce.
90s Beyonce, thank God for growth. But even still, like, even in the 90s, people weren't doing that, and people, you could try to hit those runs now, and I bet some people can't. You can't do it. Even as gross as they were, it still takes a certain amount of ability to do this. So I don't understand why people say that she can't sing. You obviously haven't listened to her music if you say something like that, in my opinion. That's what I think. And finally, last but not least, she's on my shirt, J Nova. And I'm saying J Nova because of this. Her versatility is ridiculous. J Nova can sing an R&B song. She can sing a Disney song. She can sing a Beatles song. She can sing a rock song. And it sounds good. It doesn't sound like it's forced. It doesn't sound like she's out of her element. The way that she can go from genre to genre is just crazy. And then I get her ear, because in your head we're just that it's like a Disney R&B to me. But
yeah,
it's so good. And then even I feel like one of the things that kind of sets her apart from like other people, kind of people who do like the kind of sing rapping thing. And Lost and Found on her latest album, she does like she makes vocal choices like in the just saying the lost like people can rap like rappers are rap singing now, but they're not making choices like that to do that.
No.
Like within that, it's just that one little thing that sets her apart and just makes her that much better than I feel like everybody else. And even too, I think her voice is effortless. And she can sing straight notes, and then she can come out of nowhere and be like, just in case y'all forgot, I can too. I can sing around y'all doing these runs. I can sing around y'all doing, this Disney, whatever it is. So that's why I just think she's in my top 10. I feel like I talked a long time, but those are my top 10. And I think if we do honorable mentions, Samoa was in and out. Karen Clark Sheard was in and out.
Ooh, yeah.
And of course, she's come to light more because of the Clark Sisters movie. But I'm gonna send it to y'all. There's a video, I believe it's on YouTube. If y'all follow Kiara Sheard, y'all might have seen it. But when somebody goes through all the notes that she's singing as she's oh my, it's crazy. So yeah, she almost made my list. I was honestly between her and Beyonce. So yeah. All right, KB, go ahead, hit us with your top 10.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my honorable mentions first, like the people who I took in and out of my list.
Okay.
And here we go, because y'all know these type of activities give me anxiety. So the honorable mentions I have are Priscilla Renee.
Okay.
Kiki Wyatt. Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
Usher, Beyonce, and Whitney Houston. I feel like this needed its own separate list, but I love them, but I just couldn't put them in like the 10.
Okay.
Oh, I'm ready for this list.
Yes, I am too.
Whitney Houston, make it. I gotta hear it.
Right, come on, I'm ready.
I'm a little biased, but okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna work from number 10 to number 1.
Okay.
So did you rank them? Like from
Okay.
So my 10 rank is Yeba.
Yes.
And yeah, no explanation needed. I mean, if you guys don't know who she is, please take the time to look her up. YEBBA for our listeners. Again, YEBBA. You'll understand why she had to make it. Number 9, I've got Christina Aguilera.
Ooh.
That woman. Yeah. she's crazy, and I love it.
Okay.
I really love
I'm
it.
gonna leave that one alone, Megan. Okay, yeah, that's hard for me to swallow, KB. But I'm
Listen,
gonna leave that one alone.
listen. You know,
Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm so
Maybe we can have we might have to part 2 this or something and just have a discussion about why. But go ahead.
okay, that's it. I'll take that.
Okay.
Okay, number 8 is, now I always screw this pronunciation up, but I'm gonna say Samo.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
That's what I was saying.
Yes.
I've heard Samat, and that just don't
mix
feel right.
backwards.
I'm pretty sure Samo. Terrell says Samo, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. I just adore listening to him sing. I absolutely love the things that he can do with his voice. I have not heard, and if somebody else has better receipts, they can bring them to me. I have not heard him miss. I just haven't.
He doesn't.
I have not. I haven't.
Live or in the studio, he just doesn't.
We're not gonna talk about live because I'm still sour that I missed the concert in Chicago. But
He sang to me.
I know. Oh man, I was just like, how can I miss this? But okay. My number 7 is India Ari. I love the way that she tells stories. I love how she paints a picture. I can close my eyes listening to any India Ari song and I can see it. It's colorful, it's bright. I literally can see her painting exactly what she's talking about.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
So I love her. Number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I have Layla Hathaway. And I loved growing up listening to her dad's music. I recently just kind of became even more obsessed with Layla than I already was. And I am so happy that my husband Jacob decided to have her sing to me for my 30th birthday. I was like, what? Is this a prank? I'm like, dude, is this
a prank?
Hercules.
Let me tell y'all.
That ain't her. That ain't her.
Yes, the fact that mind blown, like no word. That was probably one of the best birthday gifts I could ever receive. So
Aww.
yes, shout out to Jacob. That was a bomb gift. All right, so I have number 5 as Jasmine Sullivan. I just will always rank her at the top. Like I will always just bow to her. Friends from college and high school already know how much CDs have skipped. I'm sure every one of our is sick of me in college and post college, and even now. I love Jasmine. So number 4, I have Brandy. That girl, woman, queen.
All the things.
I just listen sometimes and I'm like, I don't even know if I want to try to do this because I'm gonna sound stupid. But
Right.
and to me, it's like Brandy's voice doesn't age. And I mean,
No.
I hear the maturity, but I don't hear it getting old. If that makes sense.
That's a really good
that woman. Yeah, y'all have already talked about her, so we're not gonna.
But
that was the one artist that I had a feeling we all were gonna have on our list.
Mm-hmm.
And if one of y'all didn't have her, we was gonna have to rethink some things.
Yeah. It was a process of elimination. If one of us was getting booted, then it would have been about Brent,
right? Right. That would have been it.
Yep. Oh man. Okay, so my number 3, I have Ella Fitzgerald. I just love how effortless music was for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say the same for my number 2 and my number 1. Number 2, Billie Holiday. Number 1, Sarah Vaughan.
Ooh.
And I get jealous. Like, how come I couldn't do that? How come the Lord did not bless me with
Vocal
this
envy.
instrument up in here? Like, where's the trumpet? Where are the horns? Like, Lord, how could you forsake me? But so that is my list, and I'm sticking to it, even though I have changed it several times because you've heard my honorable mentions. But yeah, these type of activities really do stress me out. But I'm
For
grateful
real.
that it gives me the opportunity to really think about what I thought that I knew and to solidify my answers. So
Right.
I'm glad that's over.
Very true.
I think, well,
Woo, we did it.
we made it again. We got through. But I think it's great to start, just to kind of start out this whole thing. One, as with paying homage or homage, however you say it, to the greats. Just, I mean, if we're gonna talk about Do You Speak Music, then we need to, I feel like, kind of show people what our music heart is, what our music language is, just who we are personally in terms of music. So this is a great start to just kind of see, who we love the most. I kind of want to know about Christina Aguilera.
Listen.
Can we talk about it? I mean,
Not up for debate.
I just want to know.
I will say,
Yeah.
Let's see, which albums, like?
Yeah, because give us album.
So
I need receipts on this one, yeah, KB.
The Christmas album, I want to say, what was that, 2000?
You say Christmas album?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was the year 2000. And then 2002, is that Stripped? Had to be.
I would not know.
You want the text message? I'll send you.
You know what? You know what's crazy though? I was listening to They Have the Range again, his live.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he mentioned that album. And I was like, what?
Because, a lot of 10-year-olds at the time were not listening to her, and I wasn't.
No.
It was hot outside, and I was still playing the Christmas album.
Yeah, I wasn't. I think at 10, my first album, I was listening to NSYNC and Britney Spears and Sammy. So,
but that was the same time.
Yeah, now you're gonna make me go back and listen to this album. Has it aged?
I know, right?
I need to know.
Just saying.
I don't know if she'll make my top 10 still, but I'll give the album another list.
Yeah, I don't think that she has to be anyone's top 10. But I think, aside from mine, but I think that she deserves more credit. She deserves more credit. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go back and listen to it. Okay.
Look, you said what you said, Kalila.
You did, and you stood behind.
Don't let them fight you about it.
I can respect it.
I would be in the corner tomorrow morning, like, it's okay to make decisions. It's okay to change your mind.
Yes. Okay. Well, I respect it. Okay. Well, I think, does that conclude our top 10?
Yes, ma'am. We did it.
We did it. We got it done.
I probably got extra gray hairs because of this. I just want y'all to know.
Okay.
We made it.
We survived.
Come on, Heathy.
Yes. So, yes, we made it through despite our stress, despite our anxiety. We made decisions. So, KB, can you tell them what to expect
for our next episode, Not Your Average Black Girl Music? I want you guys to get excited. And then also make sure that you are following us on social media, doyouspeakmusic.co. And we also are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to start giving us some topics or things you think we should,
Yes.
if you would love to be a guest, now you got to know what you're talking about. Don't come
All
on.
right. Okay.
Don't come on here talking no foolishness, okay?
Mm.
We okay with the controversy, but you just still got to know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So yes, if you would like to be a guest, if you have some topics, some things that you think we should infiltrate into the way that we do things, we love ideas, we love suggestions, we want to hear from you. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Music Lovers Podcast. Do